Hello guys, what is up and welcome back to yet another episode of Ghost of Tsushima. I know it's been a while, but we'll reminisce over old times after the cutscene.
叔父上は策を貫くおつもりだ。犠牲が増えると承知の上で。
みんなあんたを頼って集まったんだ。分かってる？
半時で鳥兜を集められるか。
まあわずかなら。
人を頼り、集められるだけ集めろ。
猛虎を毒で殺すつもり。
一人で城に忍び込み、飲み物に毒を仕込む。ハーンの最後をこの目で見届けてやる。
志村様に知られるよ。
構わん。
タカから預かってるものがあるんだ。ずっと渡せなかったんだけど、でも用心のために
無用だ。
もらってやってくれ。
From the darkness. Alright then. That doesn't sound too promising, but we'll get through it, I'm sure.
急いで鳥兜を集めた。足りそう。
これで何とかしよう。
Alright, now that we're actually getting into some gameplay here, as I was saying in the intro, it has been a while since I've uploaded an episode of this Let's Play. It's been about a month, I think, since I've uploaded an episode of this Let's Play. Yeah. And, basically I've been worried about, completing Ocarina of Time before I go out for like a week to go camping. That's what I'm worried about. However, I am pretty close to beating Ocarina of Time, and I have a whole week left to do so. So I don't think I have much to worry about anymore. Now, I'm gonna start getting back into some of the other Let's Plays that I had going on originally. Such as Ghost of Tsushima, Batman, Arkham Knight, and some other ones I had. I believe that's it. I did start a couple other ones while Ocarina of Time was going on, though, so you guys are going to be getting some non-Zelda content for a short while. However, if you guys are interested in Zelda content, which I believe a lot of you guys are, because Ocarina of Time Part 1 is, I think, my second to most viewed video on this channel. So if you guys are interested in Zelda content, that's what I'm going to bring you guys. And of course, I have not yet played Skyward Sword on the channel, despite it being the first game in the Zelda timeline. I did play through the Minish Cap, and obviously I'm about to beat Ocarina of Time here on the channel. But Skyward Sword I have not actually played through yet. Unfortunately, my capture card broke, so I can't do a playthrough of the HD version. However, I do have access to Dolphin, which it will be difficult to use the motion controls on Dolphin with Skyward Sword. However, with a couple like speedrunning glitches, I think I can pull it off. Obviously, the one thing you can't physically do on Dolphin in Skyward Sword is the spin attack, as it involves you shaking both your nunchuck and your Wii Remote whenever you own a physical copy of the game. And, well, I can't do that. Sorry. So I am just considering the fact that it makes you do that. I would, like, legitimately have to use some speedrunning glitches to get through the tutorial. And I think that's the only time in the game where they kind of force you to actually do a spin attack. However, it's like I said, like there will be other parts that are like they'll be difficult using the motion controls, But I think that's the only time they actually like force you to use a spin attack, thankfully. Because I tried multiple different things multiple different times, and none of them seemed to work. So unless I can get my capture card back from my Switch, or if I just use some speedrunning glitches and save some money for now, up until like December, you know, because the fucking holidays, baby. Who doesn't love Christmas? You get all the free shit you want from your parents, am I right? But in all seriousness, I would have to use some speedrunning glitches to bring you guys a full-fledged Let's Play of Skyward Sword here on the channel. And of course, that is something that I've been wanting to do for a while, especially with it being the first game in the Zelda timeline. I don't just want to forget about it and never end up doing a Let's Play on it, with it being the first game in the Zelda timeline. And ironically, my favorite Zelda game that I've played so far. However, it might be some recency bias, but I think Ocarina of Time is definitely like coming close. I will say I haven't disliked any Zelda games that I've played so far, so that's a good sign for the rest of the franchise. I hope. It's looking like, based on some gameplay that I've seen, I doubt I'm gonna enjoy the original Zelda, and if I do, I know for a fact I'm not gonna enjoy Zelda 2, because I've heard mostly that it is more like a Final Fantasy game than a Zelda game, and I fucking hate Final Fantasy based on what I've played of the first one so far. Obviously, I did start a Final Fantasy Let's Play here on the channel. I have not given that up yet, despite how much I dissed the game in the first episode. But yeah, I have not dropped that Let's Play yet. I will hopefully continue with some more Final Fantasy content and eventually gain an interest in the rest of the franchise. However, I just don't yet. So, we'll find out if I end up liking it or not. As of now, answer is not. Apparently there is also like a full-fledged like Final Fantasy Zelda clone. That, however, is something I can get into. It's what is it? I think it's on the NES, and it's like basically a copy-paste of Zelda, but with Final Fantasy characters. It is, of course, a spin-off because, you know, Final Fantasy has like over 100 spin-offs. Why would they not? It's Final Fantasy. I think that's if you don't count ports. Final Fantasy in itself has like genuinely over 100 spin-offs. Some of them to the like nowadays are not even playable, which is fucking weird. Like, fucking Nintendo, am I right? Would Final Fantasy be considered? Would it be considered like a third-party game, or is it like a Nintendo second-party or whatever? Because obviously, first-party is what like, fucking like exclusives and stuff. But then you have stuff like Pokemon, which is of course considered second party because it's like developed by a different company but distributed through Nintendo. So I think by those definitions, Final Fantasy is considered third party just because it's on different consoles. Like you can play Final Fantasy like 7, for example, on PlayStation. You can play like almost every Final Fantasy game on PlayStation 5, I think. Whenever you throw the remakes and everything in there, that is. Honestly though, y'all, I think Final Fantasy, like all of the pixelated ones, are long overdue for a remake in the same fashion that we got the, what was it, like Final Fantasy VII remake. So yeah, like Final Fantasy 1, 2, and 3 especially, I feel like seeing them in a big open world 3D world would be amazing. It would be groundbreaking with the gameplay style, the same gameplay style and everything. You know, make it turn-based, I guess. As much as I hate turn-based games. Honestly, it's not even like the turn-based aspect that I dislike about Final Fantasy. It's the idea of not knowing where to go. That's what I don't necessarily like about the original Final Fantasy. Of course, I've only ever played the original Final Fantasy. Never played the newer titles. And I don't plan to until I get through all of the original titles, because I'm a completionist. Why the hell do y'all think I'm playing Zelda in timeline order? And having like a mental crisis over which timeline I should follow first. Do I follow the Hero Falls timeline, the kid timeline, or the adult timeline? Which timeline? Someone tell me. I think canonically though, like the I think the kid timeline does come first, which is like the one where you win in the fight against Ganon. And then that's where Majora's Mask comes in as the direct sequel to Ocarina of Time. However, Majora's Mask isn't anything like Ocarina of Time. It's not as open of a world to explore. The puzzles aren't exactly what makes it a great game. It's more so the exploration that makes it a great game. Or let me reword that, because it's the exploration that makes every Zelda game great. But, like, Majora's Mask doesn't focus on the puzzles. It completely focuses on exploration. And just doing different shit. Which I like about it so far. Of course, like, I'm only like 2 minutes into fucking Majora's Mask. And by 2 minutes, I mean, like, I have one episode ready to upload of it. However, I'm not going to upload an episode of it until I beat Ocarina of Time. Or, yeah, fucking finish the Ocarina of Time Let's Play. Because I have already beaten Ocarina of Time. It's just a matter of I need to actually, like, upload all the episodes I have ready for it. But I am going to shut up here for the cutscene. As I was saying, with like Majora's Mask, I feel like what makes it great is just, it's not the idea that exploration is rewarded, it's the idea that interaction is rewarded. As in, there's not much to explore, but if you interact with what there is to explore, you know, enter some of the buildings, communicate with characters, you're gonna have a good time. Anyways, cue the cutscene.
ハーンはどこだ？北へ行った。クロードの首を取れと言いおいてな。ならば取りに来るがいい。いや、お前が助かったのは俺がハーンに頼んだからなんだよ。奴はタカを殺した。俺の仲間も死んだ。もう味方はいない。お前しか。なあ、二人で猛虎を撃ってやろうぜ。今さら茂ったことを言うな。俺がハーンについたのは
Excellent voice acting. I'm just gonna throw that in there real
お前
quick.
が言えばみんな黙れ。お前ほどの友はいなかった。下れ。そして報いを受けよ。それしか道はない。そりゃ無理だ。なぜくだ
Alright,
らなか
and
った。
here we go.
おじごの手で殺されたくない。
Here we go. Here we are. I don't know what the hell I just said. But yeah, this is our second battle with Ryuzo. If anyone who remembers, I know the last episode I uploaded of this Let's Play was like a month ago, so I can't blame you guys for not remembering. But back whenever we did fight Ryuzo for the first time, we found out he basically betrayed us, and he's now trying to like get our bounty that the Khan put on us. Of course, we can't let him do that because we have to quote-unquote save Tsushima, and to do that, we can't let no one in our way. Anyways, guys, another thing, I usually would have said this like at the beginning of the episode, but how do I word this? Like I usually would have said this at the beginning of the episode. But okay, you know what? Scratch that. I know I keep on saying that we're close to Act 3, but in today's episode, it's gonna start Act 3, which is crazy to me because once I do actually start Act 3, that's gonna be pretty close to the end of the Let's Play. You guys are gonna see whenever I start like the COD or Black Ops 3 Let's Play, as well as the Injustice Let's Play, pretty much right after those areas is whenever I'm gonna go ahead and end this one off, because you know that's when I have it planned on my fucking upload schedule. So yeah, but yeah, this is honestly a fairly easy battle. With a fairly easy combat system, I understand that. But yeah, this is the one thing I don't like about Ghost of Tsushima is like its quote-unquote bosses are all the exact same fight, but with different character models. Like I'm pretty sure none of these different characters or nothing have anything like distinct about their moveset. Maybe one guy is like faster than another or something, I don't know. Is all I do know is that like fighting our uncle at the end of the game versus fighting Ryuzo right here, fighting the first Ryuzo, and then like some of the other bosses and shit, you know, like it all felt exactly the same. I don't really recall there being any differences in their movesets. Other than maybe like the area you're fighting in, I feel like this one was slightly easier than the first Ryuzo fight, just because it is slightly more open and the lighting is a lot better than being in like a fucking lantern lake or whatever the hell. But yeah, I think this was the third fight of the game. Obviously, we fought Ryuzo once. This is our second Ryuzo fight, and in between those two, there was a fight with one of the Mongol guys. Yeah, I am playing this on normal mode, so perhaps if there's anyone out there who played on like a higher difficulty who, you know, just struggled with it slightly more, you know, that's completely understood, completely acceptable. I'm playing on normal mode, so I don't get to experience none of that. I get to experience the story as just how I like it. with that being said, I think we are about to start a cutscene here. So, I am going to go ahead and shut up for the sake of cinematics. Or not. I don't know. Look how low his damn health bar is. Like, you telling me it's not gonna just, like, fucking poof into beating him? There we go.
Jin. 頼む。さらばだ、竜蔵。
I'm not sorry for this, Raizo. That's what I say about the girls in my school before I look up their Instagrams and quietly like all of their posts, is what I was gonna say. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, my uncle, I'm sorry, I didn't mean it. Forgive me, please. Whoops, it slipped. All of them.
城は取り返しました。藩は神谷方へ。すぐに立てば足に背いたな。民を守るために下まで。これが誉れある戦いと言えるか。
おかげで勝てたろ。
民を恐れさせ世を乱してか。これは戦です。それではもうこと同じではないか。誉れはどこにある。誉れでは民を守れぬのです。鎌倉に咎められることになる。だがまことお前の咎か。全てはあの下人めの企てであろう。この諸行の咎はあの女に負わせよ。皆に伝えよ。お前の名は志村仁、将軍様の御家人である。わしの息子だと。
My son. Nope.
お断りいたす。俺はクロートだ。
Oh my gosh, he said the fucking thing. Did y'all hear that? That is such fucking amazing voice acting. He said the fucking thing. I am the ghost. I am the ghost. I'm not Jin Sakai. I'm the fucking ghost.
藩を追え。
Find the gun.
タカのためだ。行け。
No. Oh no. They act as if I fucking care that he burned the adoption papers. Jin, the badass orphan, is what they should have named this game. But that's not it. We got one last thing left to do. Now that our own uncle imprisoned his nephew for defying his words, you know, for talking out of turn, I also get smacked the shit out of for talking out of turn. So now that our own uncle locked us up, We got one last thing left to do. Let's fucking get out of here. You know, Shaggy and Scooby style. Like Scoob, let's get out of here. Run, Scoob. He's not going anywhere. Are you sure about that? Kenji, how dare you? Wow. We went from a samurai raid
ケンジ
on a beach
何をしておる
to Honor died on the beach.
逃げれば民を束ねることはできなくなる叔父上も失望される
ここに残れば本土へ送られ裁きにかけられます。そのゲージが届いたんですよ。柱にはあなたしかいないんです。ユナにもあなたしか。
無事か
あなたの太刀を持って雪の中ハーンを追っとります。クロードを待ってるんですよ。
お許しおじゅ
Forgive me, Uncle.
政子殿ノリオ石川先生と大見村へ行け
Gives me like straight up Glenn from The Walking Dead energy. Like,
ユナは金
Maggie, I'll find you.
ご神木
As his fucking eyeballs popped out of his head and he
馬の踊りを
proceeds
待ってますよ。
to get bashed into a fucking
そこから出られます。
tomato
そらしましょう。でもあなたが逃げたら足も逃げます。
with a baseball bat wrapped in barbed wire. But yeah, our boy Kenji, he's the GOAT. That's why they call him the GOAT, the greatest of all time, a real G, for real, for real. That's why he's the GOAT. He's Kenji. But yeah, we got some stealth stuff going on here. Alright guys, I do apologize for the cut there. But, yeah. We have one last thing to do before we go ahead and end this episode off. And also, in between that cut, I actually, it's a huge fucking coincidence, because I was just talking about Skyward Sword, and then in between the cut, I got the freaking motion controls to work for Skyward Sword, and I already have the first part up. So yeah, working fast on the YouTube channel, working fast. Hard work and smart work. I don't know what the damn saying. Work harder, not smarter. Smarter, not hard. I don't know. But yeah, it is. It was honestly pretty easy. Is all I had to do was connect my PS5 controller, and then change some of the settings in Dolphin to where like I can use the motion controls with the stick. So it's essentially Skyward Sword HD, but I feel like it's better just because the FPS is obviously a little bit better with it being in an emulator, and it's technically not 4K, but the visuals are just so fucking nice that like I can let that go. I can honestly let that go. Technically, it is not considered 4K whenever you're playing in Dolphin. However, like I said, it runs at 90 FPS at the highest, and it is basically a button-controlled version of Skyward Sword. So, Dolphin was able to accomplish what Skyward Sword HD did, but for free, is what I'm getting at. Which to me it's just absolutely amazing that technology has actually come that far. But yeah. Enough of the Zelda stuff. Let's focus on the Ghost of Tsushima stuff, because of course we are about to start Act 3. Like I said, I told you guys, we've had a I've teased you guys in past episodes But this right here, y'all, this is the official start of Act 3. I'm telling y'all, right at the end of this episode, you guys are going to see the beginning of Act 3. It's a matter of just escaping from this place first. Which was fairly easy. Actually, no, it was honestly pretty hard. I'm not gonna lie. I think Act 3 is probably meant to be like the hardest part of the game, which I did struggle somewhat with it. However, I think it's like probably the shortest part of the game as well. It's just a matter of like how do I word this? It's really just a matter of the shit, bro. Now I lost like everything I was gonna say. Damn. Oh, that's right. It's just a matter of the other Let's Plays that I'm gonna have going on in between. That's what it is. So, like, it's not gonna be too much episodes left of Ghost of Tsushima. However, they are going to be kind of like separated in terms of whenever I release them. So yeah, that contributes to the fact that these last few episodes are honestly gonna be. This is gonna be pretty close to the end. If I were to guess, I'd say you guys have about 4 to 5 more episodes left of this Let's Play. If I were to guess. Alright, this is easy as hell. Just make a damn run for it, honestly. That's the way to do it. You just gotta get to your horse, that's it. And there we go. So y'all remember in The Last of Us Let's Play, when the horse died, and I said that was the second saddest horse death in all of video games? Well, this is the first. And here we go, Act 3. Anyways, hopefully you guys enjoyed the episode. Please leave a like, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell even. With that being said, that is going to be about it for today's episode. And cinematic shot. Bye.